See? All right. So, okay. So we just broke up the um recording a little bit here for everybody so that it'll make it a little bit easier on replay for those of you that couldn't be with us and those of you that want to watch it again because why wouldn't you? What we have going on here is amazing. Okay. So, water break loves, if you have water with you, you can do this with me. We're going to take, oh, I dropped my pen. That's okay. We can come back to that. So, go ahead and get your water ready. And with me for the first set, a little bit of clarity. Sip in that clarity. Second sip, let's take in a little bit of creativity. Oh, yeah. Third sip, cash flow. Because hydration is manifestation, my friends. Okay, let me give you a truth bomb. Truth bomb time. Revenue doesn't equal wealth. Profit does. Hustle without alignment is just expensive busy work. That's why alignment isn't just about a buzzword. It's not. It's the bottom line. So pop in the chat. What's one thing in your business that feels like busy work right now? What feels like just busy work in your business right now? For me, it's social media. Sometimes I just feel like it's busy work. Um, exactly. Creating social media posts. Yes. Sometimes that it just feels like busy work to me. And sometimes I just, yes, social media. Everybody's like, yes, that's social media. Yes. What in the world to post to align? Exactly. Right. Oh, so true. So instead of thinking of it as busy work, what can we think of that social media as? It's an outlet to impacting someone else's world. And as Massey was saying earlier, even if it's just that one person, right? Somebody impacted you because they showed up. So, what I do invite you is only show up when you truly feel energized by showing up. I like that. Yes. It's Samantha saying outlet to be an inspiration for someone who needs your light. Yes. You can be that outlet, right? And you are each and every time, whether you realize it or not. Someone out there so many times I've watched reels especially before I was really into it online for myself as an entrepreneur and as a CEO and all of the things. I would just watch and take it in. And I wasn't always good about liking or responding or things like that. So I'm here to tell you, just because you don't have the like count, just because you don't, doesn't mean that someone is not impacted, that someone did not see what you had to say today. Okay, because I was that person. I was that person that a lot of times didn't comment, didn't like, not out of like meanness or anything, just I don't know, sometimes I would just be in the moment. Sometimes I didn't feel comfortable enough to show that I was even watching, you know? Um, I was so hiding for such a long time before I really healed in a lot of ways. I did a lot of just sitting in sort of my own little closet alone. And a lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are scrollers, lurkers, and not in a bad way. They just don't feel empowered enough to step forward just yet. And you can help them do that, right? And you do that. So whether you get all the like counts you think you need, whether you think you're seeing the right number or data, you are impacting. With everything that you put out there, you are making an impact, whether it's about business, whether it's personally, as long as you are being authentic, it is impactful. So I invite you, show up for social media when it doesn't feel like busy work, but it feels like alignment, when it feels good. Don't show up and go, oh God, I got to post today. What am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say? Nothing in your business should be worked that way. Okay. That's not alignment. Alignment comes from going, today feels like a really great day to pick up my phone. I have got something really cool I want to share. Another thing, remember you don't have to be on phone. Nobody has to see you like this. You don't have to be staring at the camera. show a beautiful view, put up a picture and just chat, right? Don't let it just be busy work. If you're finding just busy work in your business, maybe it is time, if you are already generating revenue, right? If you already have an actual vision for your business, that's when it's time to start hiring team members, right? Or at least an assistant, maybe somebody that you can say, can you take the busy work? AI is great for some of this, right? Some of that busy work. All right. So we have just a couple more minutes. We're going to let everybody get back in, get settled before we bring on Samantha. So I'm going to go ahead and give everybody just a couple of minutes and we'll get started. All right. Let's see here. Getting myself set up. I'll be right back. All right, everyone, get ready because our next speaker is going to go deep, way, way deeper than surface level fixes. All right. Samantha Wendt is a prophetic restoration healer. Had the joy of seeing her in action up close. I actually watched one of her amazing master classes that she had out. And she was also part of my confidence calibration masterclass when she came in after the replay. And actually was so vulnerable and just shared how she really felt stuck and creating a freebie that really worked. And she reached out with such honesty about her struggle, right? And here's what I love about her. She didn't hide. She didn't pretend. She asked. And in that moment, not only did she receive a new tool, but she inspired me to create an entire training for all of our speakers on building freebies that actually attract and convert. But that's Samantha. When she really leans into her truth, the ripple effect can change the room. Her work is about restoration, power, and seeing yourself with divine clarity again. And today she's sharing a talk that could completely reframe the way you see healing. Um, Emotional concussion, the hidden fog in your identity. So lean in because Samantha, right? Samantha is about to reveal what could be the breakthrough you didn't even know you needed. Welcome, Samantha. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having this space for me and the other speakers. I'm so honored to be here.
Oh, this is amazing. I'm so glad. Um, I'm so glad that you said yes. Thank you again. I just really want to put enough gratitude out there to say just how grateful I am that you said yes to coming out and sharing with me today. I know that I speak with Mother Mary. I know that you've got God right there in your pocket, and don't worry though if you're in the audience and you're like, that's not my jam. Some of us are woo woo here, some of us are not, some of us are in the spiritual, some of us it doesn't matter what you call them, source, God, whatever. Everyone's welcome here. But for Samantha, her jam is talking about God and what he's done and what he does in her life and how she brings that to the rest of us. And I was just so inspired. I just happened to run across you on Facebook. Like it was just one of those where I just happened to run across you. And I was like, I have to have her. Like she is speaking something that speaks to me, and I know others need to hear it. So we're starting out today. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through some questions. I have the same questions for every um, person that's coming out to speak today, and then we're going to roll into the lovely presentation that you brought for us because that's where the real gold is going to be at. But we still want to hear from you first. So, oh, I'm so excited. So, what inspired you, Samantha, to start your business, and what was the very first step you took to bring it to life?
Well, originally I started seeing a naturopathic doctor in 2011 timeframe. He saw me like at the worst of my life when I was the queen to the three king size candy bars plus all the sweet treats. He helped my body heal to the point where I was able to have a miscarriage, unfortunately, but then I went on to having a rainbow baby. Um, Flash forward to 2020, he passed away in April of 2020, and that left me spiraling. What do I do for my health? What do I do for my family's health? And then the golden question, how can I help somebody else? And so on September 28th of 2020, I embarked on a 16-week journey, did not count out the breaks or the holidays, any of that stuff. And the program ended on the 5-year anniversary of the motor vehicle accident that my kiddo and I were involved in. Shortly after, I was awarded the certificate as a master herbalist. And then on 3/21/2021, Empowered by Nature Wellness Center was formed as a sanctuary for other women, other beings to be heard, to be seen, and not dismissed by the Western medicine like I was.
Oh, yes, you're speaking to me. Yes, and you said it so perfectly. Being dismissed. Being dismissed. Yes, I've been there, been dismissed. You know,
Mhm.
my old body dealing with RLS and fibromyalgia and all of these things. And it so diet related and so stress related and all of the things. But Western medicine, here we just want you to take this or take that or do the
Mhm.
surgery or do that. No, like right. So yes, I'm right there with you when you finally feel heard and to now get to be the person that's going to allow others to finally feel
Yes.
heard.
Yep.
Amazing. So tell me, what was one of the biggest challenges you faced in scaling? And what did it teach you about being a CEO?
Um, I will be honest, I'm not an overnight success. Everybody says you got to be an overnight success to be able to make it. I am not. I had no clients, zero clients my first year, and people are like, you need to shut the door. I'm like, no, this is not my work. This is God's work. And I teetered on it. It's like I'm really in control. But this year, I let go and let God, and things have been magically happening. A lot of it has been doing my own inner work and creating that foundation. So,
Yes. Oh, I don't know if you just answered the question, but my next question was looking back, what was the turning point or breakthrough that really shifted you from starting out to gaining traction?
yeah, it's just really for me, I surrender. The more I surrender and be in ease, the more things flow easy. But being a manifesting generator, I am a jet on like 50 different avenues at one time. What way do I go? I don't know, but I got to be in control because I'm going 50,000 directions at once.
Oh, Samantha, manifest Manny Jen, right here, right here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, do I feel that? Yes, exactly. Um, it so, but it's amazing, right? By having all of that, though, the things we can bring to life, the things we can bring forward
Yo.
and share with others.
Yes.
So, and at times, it's I think I'm so thankful for my Manny Jenness, and then other times I'm like, oh, if I could just maybe like put the pause button on it or slow it down just a little bit or
Yeah.
something.
It's like, can I execute one thing before I get to like 50 other things?
Nope. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people talk about 50 tabs open, that's my brain and that's my computer and my phone and my everything because
You only have 50 tabs open?
I was being very Well, I still had to have where I could still get connection. So I had to shut the other 150 before we started this morning.
Yeah, that divine connection is very important. So
Yes,
sometimes we gotta like put them on the back burner and put them
exactly.
in a box to try and contain the ideas and be like, we'll get to you. Pin that idea.
That I have so many pins. All right.
Uh-huh.
So, who or what kind of support made the biggest difference in helping you move from that challenge into success?
Really, it's getting out of my own way. But I also have a very supportive family too. Um, they're seeing it all, and one of the things that keeps me going is seeing my kiddo watching me through the trenches and getting, you know, the next client, or I don't like saying it that way, but the next person that I can help, the next, and she's seeing, yes, it's hard work, but to get the hard work, sometimes that's where you get the reward. But there are rewards within the hard work too. So, like, I know this year it's been a lot of personal work, erasing or getting rid of a lot of past trauma and emotions that have been stuck. So, yeah, I'm doing the work right next with my clients. So,
I think, you hit the nail on the head. So many of us are doing that.
yeah.
You you don't even realize until you start your own business how much of your own stuff you need to take care of.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like boom, boom, right? Like, okay, oh, and that too, and that too. I was talking about this at the round table. I was like, this is what happens, right? Like, we'll be giving advice to a client, and you're like, wait a minute, I think that was for me.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Time out.
yeah, wait a second. And then you find out, yes, it applied to both of you, because a lot of times we attract
Yeah.
those that are going to help us, even though we're also helping them. So, like, it's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing to get to be a coach, right? Because we're like you said, we're healing right alongside.
Yeah.
So, anybody in the audience that's listening today that was thinking to yourself, oh, I just don't know if I'm ready to start. I just don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I've healed enough. I don't know. We are all right there with you. None of us jumped in and were instant six figure um in sales, and none of us jumped right in and it was just completely a success. None of us, like, we all had to walk through our own path in our own ways, and we still continue to do so with every client we take on, with every person that we help, with every step that we take, with even with things that we create to bring forward, right? I don't know about you, Samantha, but even in the books that I write, the courses that I create, I'm healing through each one of them, because
Oh, yeah.
that's how a lot of times how come I'm coming up with the idea. It's like, what do I need?
Yeah. Well, like me, it's like I'm hosting. I know I didn't put any of this in, but I'm hosting on a whim. I'm doing a Potter's Wheel lunch hour where we're meeting God, and actually instead of just knowing him, we're meeting him. And then in October, I'm hosting a 30-day experience where we actually get to be the clay and he's the potter and really molding us. And yeah, no, I need it just as much.
Amazing. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I love that. I love how you said, like, you just decided. Same thing. I just had this like divine download the other day. It was like, you go to Mother Mary's Basilica, go to Disney, go to Disney, do the things. And so I just put it out there. I was like, hey, who wants to join me? Like, I know it's last minute.
Mhm.
I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I do now. I follow my intuition. I follow the divine downloads that I'm given. Like you said, I surrender to what I'm guided to do, and I just do it. And it feels so freeing.
It does.
And for those of you that aren't necessarily like, I'm not all about God, or I don't go to church, that's okay. We're talking about flow here. It's all energetic flow. For some of us,
Yes.
we flow through a God flow. For some of us, we talk about it like about saying things like chakras. For some of us, we just say energy. For some of us, we just say it's how I feel today. It's all the same thing. We're
Mhm.
talking about feeling that alignment within your business that feels so good that you just go, no matter how crazy it sounds when it comes to you, you just go, well, there it was. I know what I need to do now. And you just go ahead. Even though
Yeah.
it sounds like, I was like, what am I thinking? Just 2.5 weeks out, inviting people to come and meet me in Florida. I had an answer right after I put out the email, right? You want to
Yeah.
talk about divine communication giving you the answer saying, good job following through, right? But it can't give you that if you don't take that step forward and
Yep.
surrender. And I love that because it's so important. So important
Yes.
to allow that in your business. You have to find freedom within yourself to be yourself, believe in yourself, and surrender to all of the insight that comes through because there's gold in there.
Yes.
Yes. All right. If you could go back to your earlier CEO self, one piece about alignment, growth, or success, what would you tell yourself? One thing would you say to your earlier self?
Honestly, I would just tell her to keep going. I would not change anything because through all the fails and all the bumps, there has been so much growth. And I'm not the same person that I was 6 months ago. I'm not the same person that I was when I started my business. So I just tell her, keep going.
Yes, keep going. And failure isn't really failure. Not if you learn something from it, not if you take something from it, not
Exactly.
if you use it to move forward, right? That's not failure. That's learning. It's called evolution. It's called evolving. It's called awakening. It's whatever you want to call it, up leveling. It's all of those things, right? I have
Uh-huh.
failed. If you want to call it failure, fine. I have failed more times than I have been successful. But if not for all of that, I would not know what to do to help the people that I help now. If not for that, I would not know what program to put together. I wouldn't know what people needed. I wouldn't know what I needed if I
Exactly.
tried, right? If I hadn't kept going. So thank you
Yep.
for that. Thank you for that. Hear what Samantha is telling you, right? You can surrender. You can still be in alignment and surrender. You can still move forward. And in fact, you move forward more freely when you allow whatever your connection is to yourself, to your business, to your higher power, things become doors open, right? You said you're
Yeah.
now getting the clients. The doors are opening, right? You're getting asked to speak from people you don't even know. Hi,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So like it's amazing to think that what started out like a year, you said you went a year, right, without a client, but you
Yes.
kept going and thank God you did.
Yeah.
Because I'm here to tell you, every person that you now touch in your business is like, they're like, oh, thank yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
they wouldn't even have been, but where would they be if you had stopped, right?
Exactly.
So
And I know it's not my timing. Like our human brains, we want the instant gratification, whether it's instant success, instant weight loss. I hate the word weight loss, but that's another story for another day. Whatever it may be, we want that instant gratification. But sometimes the best gratification is if we step outside of our human mind and step into the divine and wait on that timing because that's the perfect timing.
yes, yes, exactly. That is the perfect timing. Yes. All right. Let's see here. Sorry, I had another little techie thing here. Every once in a while, my thing just goes bloop, bloop, bloop. And yeah, that's tech talk. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Exactly. Especially with the Manny Jetty. It's
Yes. All right. So, what is one aligned practice, habit, or mindset that you believe every entrepreneur needs if they want to hit 6, 7, 8 figures without burning out? What do you have for them?
Well, my business is Empowered by Nature Wellness Center. So you probably know where I'm going with this. Um, get outside. Stop being in the box of your house. Get your butt outside and go for a walk. I don't care if it's just 5 minutes or if it's 3 hours, whatever it may be, put everything down, eject everything from the brain, and just get out and be empowered by nature.
Yes. Oh, that's so true. And I am guilty of it. I will get on a roll working,
Hmm.
getting things down on paper. And then I'll go, God, I'm just so like, I feel so like this, like scrunched up and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, like I haven't even gotten up and moved. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Right. And then because I'm so lucky, my daughter works with me. She's my assistant. I've been blessed that she's come into my business with me, at least for right now. And so like there's time we'll just look at each other and be like, let's go outside, like let's go, like because right now our RV, we stay at a wildlife preserve basically, and we're right on the beach and everything. And it's like, what am I doing stuffed up inside of the house like that?
Yeah.
You start to lose flow after a while when you're just, even though you feel like you're on a roll, you actually get even more clarity, even more roll, so to speak,
Oh
when you
yeah.
get out.
The whole Potter's wheel came with me being out. You know, I pray, you can meditate, however you want to say it, talk to the divine. And that's what I do when I'm on walks. I don't have, anything in my ears. A, it's safety, be able to know your surroundings. Um, but at the same time, you can not have that distraction. You can be able to align more and be like, all right, this is my time to be still. Even if you're walking, it's being still because walking is slow and not having any of the distractions. Put that phone in your pocket, if you're tracking steps or whatever, or leave the phone back at home. I don't suggest leaving the phone back at home. That's another safety thing. I live kind of in a town, so we have nice walking trails, but at the same time, living in town, it can get sketchy some days.
No, absolutely. But I'm also a big proponent for, shut it off if you can shut it off, or at
Yeah.
least mute it, put it on the silence so that you can
Yeah.
be with your thoughts. If you can just get away with, if you just have like the watch, then just take the watch, leave the phone completely behind. That I'm all about the farther you can get from tech, which is part of why when we go back to talking about social media earlier, that's why I'm never ready to be on social media, because I actually get it. I do what I teach, which is go allow yourself to be in the moment. Don't have the phone in your hand. Don't be doing all of the things. So I miss all of the things, but yet I don't miss any of the things. You know what I mean? So no,
Exactly.
I'm not sharing it on social, but I'm getting the downloads. I'm getting the clarity. I'm getting the release. I'm getting the freedom. I'm getting the flow, the zone, all of
Hmm.
the things, because I allow myself to be present in that moment out in nature. I love, for me, Samantha, I don't know about you, my feet getting into the water and actually like being in the sand, in the water, outside, in the air, open air, like there's just something about that connection that
For
that
me, I love being in the woods barefoot.
yeah.
That's just me. I
Yeah,
love being deep in the woods.
yeah, it's funny, right? It seems like people are either like woods people or water or like
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I love being in the water, don't get me wrong, but like the most divine, like clarity that I've gotten has been around trees and in the woods. And
I hear that from a lot of people. Yes, trees are very like wisdomatic. But anyway, like you said, that's another discussion for another day, because I
exactly.
could go down this whole shamanic road with you and we could have a big long discussion about trees and their souls and all of the things.
Just go hug a tree. You can
Exactly.
feel the
Just go
life
hug a tree.
force.
Just go outside, hug a tree, enjoy nature, and allow yourself to just become one with it. I love that. That
Yeah.
is actually spot on, spot on advice to run with. Do it now. Like you can come back and watch the sun replay. No, stay here. We're not done yet.
Oh, there's still gold coming.
There's still gold coming. But after this, as soon as we're done here, go outside, get yourself some of that, because it
Hug a
really,
tree.
yes, hug a tree.
Just
Absolutely.
melt right into the tree and you can actually feel the life running through you.
Exactly. Again, I could talk about this all day because I love trees. All right. Okay, Samantha. So you've chosen to share your emotional concussion, the hidden fog in your identity, as your presentation. So
Yes.
tell me, why was this the piece that you felt CEOs watching needed to hear right now?
Because so many are walking in a fog. They're brain fog. They're not getting the clarity that they need to get. The trauma is still seeping within inside their body, which then means that they're probably having some sort of disease, because our stuck trauma can transform into physical ailments. And that means that they're not running their business at the optimal pace that they could be. And so that's why I chose this. And plus, I've been healing myself from my emotional concussions. There's been multiple, with all the trauma in my life, you know, and it's something that I'm freeing myself from, and I want to free others from too.
Oh, I definitely know that many can use this. So get ready to go deep, because Samantha is about to lift the fog and give you the clarity your soul's been craving. All right, let's go ahead and get you. Let's see here. And getting my screen. Quick time.
Hello, hello, hello.
Nope.
Welcome to Profitable.
So not you. No, it is not. Although I love Madam Kim. Let's try that again. That is not what we were doing. Okay, Lizzie. There we go. There you are. Let's try this so one more time. Where did it go?
It's so full of gold that the
I know.
little tech goblins don't want it to be shown.
It's no longer giving me the share my screen. One moment, please. Is it already sharing? It is not sharing my screen, right? There we go.
No, it's not.
Okay, I was going to say what's going on. Here we go. Now I've got it. There we go.
Let me guess. You've done the work. You've healed some things. You've journaled, prayed, built the business, carried the family, and yet I am so proud of you because you keep showing up, don't you? But lately, it feels like you're living in a fog. Your body's weary. Your voice feels small. Your identity feels fractured, like you're walking around in someone else's skin. Here's the truth that no one told me, and I'm betting they haven't told you. You are not broken. You are not behind. You've been living with an emotional concussion, an unseen impact that scrambles up your frequency, blurs your vision, and convinces you that who you are is either too much or not enough. There was a time when I thought pushing harder meant success. My name is Samantha Wendt, and yes, I loved to push harder. I am a manifesting generator. I have 1,000,001 ideas going on in this little brain of mine. Maybe it's not little because I've got 1,000,001 ideas all the time. But on paper, I looked good. Everything looked good. I had the certifications. I was in advisory boards. I had the business. I had the family. But behind the scenes, I was dizzy, disoriented, and disconnected from my own body and my own identity. It was like I was hearing my own voice in an echo chamber, and I couldn't even recognize my own voice. Instead, I was listening to other voices. Samantha, do this. Samantha, do that. oh, Samantha, you're not doing your website right. You must fix A to Z. Otherwise, you're not going to gain clients. Oh, Samantha, you're not doing this right. Samantha, you got to do this. Samantha, you're not enough. And the world just kept pushing and pressuring. But when I realized all of this, that I wasn't burnt out, I wasn't weak, it was really, I was concussed from listening to all the voices and the trauma that I left unhealed in the past. It wasn't just a physical concussion. It was an emotional concussion. And that realization was what changed everything. Here's the thing about emotional concussions. They don't just live in your memories. They live in your body. They scramble the way you see yourself. They fog your decisions. They fracture how you show up in your calling. But do you want to know where the shift is? The shift is the moment I gave myself permission to stop performing and start listening to my body. That is where clarity came. The moment I allowed my voice to rise again, even shaky and raw, my identity came back online. Your voice is the doorway back to your identity. The breakthrough wasn't in doing more. It was remembering who I am, my body, my voice, and being spiritually aligned. And my dear one, this is what I want you to hear today. You are not fragile. You are fiercely designed. You are not your silence. You are the roar. And your identity is waiting for you to breathe it back awake. So let's just do 3 breaths. We're not doing this quick. We're going to take our time. We're going to, when I count down 3, we're going to breathe in for 3, hold for 3, exhale for 3. All right. We're going to do this 3 times. All right. So 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. When we exhale, drop those shoulders, open up the neck, because that's where your voice is coming from. Drop the shoulders, rise up the neck. All right, let's do this again. In 3, 2, 1, we're inhaling. 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Wiggle those shoulders if you need to. And this one, I'm going to let you guys count because you need to know how to do this, okay? So 3, 2, 1. Holding and exhaling. I just feel like I need to wiggle after that one. How about you? Wiggle it out. Let your identity, let your voice come back online, which means that your identity will start to spark alive too. If this stirred something in you, trust it. That's not random. That's your spirit calling you back. Don't ask, what should I do next? Instead, ask, what if my healing could be simple, safe, and aligned? Where you have been efforting in the fog, when you are designed to live clear and awake. I'm going to say that again because this is impactful. If this has stirred something in you, trust it. That's not random. That's your spirit calling you back, the Holy Spirit calling you back to you. Don't ask, what should I do next? Instead, ask, what if my healing could be simple, safe, and aligned? Where you have been efforting in the fog when you were designed to live clear and awake. You are not the fog. You are the flame. The impact may have shaken you, but the anointing on your life cannot be concussed. Your voice carries oil, and when it rises, every lie breaks. This is your moment not to hustle harder, but to wake up the roar inside of you. And if you're feeling that pull for more clarity, more alignment, more of you, I have a gift just for you. And it's inside the Bunny's Aligned Blessing Box. I've tucked away my 5-minute voice awakening toolkit to step out of the fog. It's short, it's powerful, and designed to help you reconnect your voice and step into clarity in 5 minutes. That gift is waiting for you for the next 12 months. Thank you and be blessed.
Yes. Oh, yes. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, Samantha, what a powerful reminder that
Yes,
healing the unseen shifts everything.
it does.
Thank you for bringing that depth today.
Yeah.
Yes, and as she said, don't forget her freebie is inside of Bunny's Aligned Blessing Box, as is Kim's. So they are ready for you when you're ready to pick those up, which I encourage you to do immediately because you're going to want to follow up after you just were standing in her power, in her energy with her. This is the time to jump into that freebie and then take the next steps to connect with her in everywhere that you possibly can, because I know you're not going to want to miss out on that. Same with Kim. You're going to want to make sure that you are connecting with these beautiful women everywhere. Inside of Bunny's Aligned Blessing Box, we do have all of their links available, so you will be able to connect with them everywhere that you can possibly connect, because you do not want to lose track of these amazing goddesses. Thank you so much, Samantha.
You are so welcome. And one of the tips that I did not say in my speech,
Okay. Yes.
with my training that I have, I can be able to look at somebody's face and know if they're concussed or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And I've been teaching myself this summer where that trauma is hiding just by looking at your face.
Yes, that is an amazing. I've known one other person that does something similar, not exactly the same, but similar, and that is such an amazing gift, right? To be able
Yes.
to, but then you can, whether or not you can help somebody if you can see it immediately, right? That's
Mhm.
recognition. I've got something for you, right? And a lot of times
Yes.
that's how it is when we have clients. So it's, even though, yes, that is amazing, that's how it works for you. It works for a lot of us, maybe not reading faces, but a lot of us the same way. We know when we start to hear somebody speak, when we approach their energy, we go, "Oh, I've got something for this person," right? So, or I can help this person. Right.
Mhm.
So that's amazing. And I love that this came through your own healing, that it came through and now continues to extend as you want to help others do the same. And so you continue to heal yourself, shifting even more, opening you even more to being able to help even more. So and that's the really cool thing about healing is as we heal, we have even more to share.
Yes.
It's not so much about, like, how much can we give, because I'm a true believer in only give when your cup is over full, not when you're under full. So it's not about being on all the time,
Mhm.
right?
Ebb
But
and flow.
exactly, exactly. And this is a great way to do that by working within your own healing, within your own, and each time you expand your clients, you expand the people that you're working with, right? And that's ripples. So
Yes.
every time you think to yourself, well, it's only one person, it's not, right? Samantha, you know
Yeah.
that. Is it one
Yeah.
person?
For me, I like to see individual because then that can replay or ripple onto others, and the healing that I do on the one person is going to affect their circle, which then is going to affect their circle. And I
Exactly.
may not heal those two big circles and beyond, but just because I helped one person, I affected many people.
And that is exactly right. And that is exactly what each and every one of us is doing inside of our own business in our own ways. Thank
Yes.
you so much, Samantha, for being here with us today. We appreciate you so much. It was been such a pleasure and such a joy. I hope you'll get to come back with us over the next 2 days with the rest of the speakers that we have coming up. Thank you again. So
Thank you.
gratitude.
Thank you.
All right, my loves. All right, just taking a nice and deep breath. Ah, yes. All right, CEOs, before we close today, let's shake energy loose as Samantha was having us do already, right? I love that because like I love that I have so much like I have so much connection with so all of the speakers here. Like they're each I feel like each and every one of them is speaking to me directly. And so I can only imagine that if you're here as an audience member, you're probably feeling very similar to me. And that's what happens when we come together and we get real in speaking about what it is to be inside of a business, inside of your own business, being the CEO, being the everything, the assistant, the marketer, the accountant, the everything, right? At least until we have the money to hire the teams and the people that we need, right? So I love that you all came to join. Um, when you're CEO, when you're and Zoom like freezes your face, and of course, it never happens when you're looking wise or looking serious, right? Oh no, it always happens mid sneeze or when you look like a possessed chipmunk, right? But yet you keep showing up. But every time we come on and we share, we send a ripple, just like the work that Samantha's doing. Send a ripple, just like the work that Kim is helping you do in growing your podcast. Ripples. Every ripple helps change the world, and every person you work with, every person you bring into your world through a live, through an ad that you run, through a freebie that you share, through a summit talk that you give, you are sending ripples and you are changing the absolute world. And that's exactly what we're strengthening here together at this summit, because you've heard brilliance today. You've absolutely heard brilliance today. But now it's time to anchor it into your body, into your business, and into your soul. So let's take a deep breath in and out. And now it's time to close the frequency of the day. And loves, this is where I say, until tomorrow, I bid you adieu. Much love. And until next time, namaste.